Last year, I did a 10-day silent meditation retreat where I meditated for 12 hours a day. I wasn't allowed to speak or make eye contact with people or use my phone or write. And it was truly the hardest thing I've ever done. But what it taught me was to dispel this illusion that we have of self. When you really just observe yourself, you observe your thoughts, your feelings, the sensations in your body, the sounds that you hear, you realize that that is all that any of us really are. We are all just consciousness. So when we say we don't like ourselves, what we're saying is we don't like the story that we have told ourselves about who we are. We're getting a little bit better. Our idea of who we are is just a combination of our thoughts, our actions, our relations to others, our job, our perceptions of ourselves within society, how we look. But the true us is literally just consciousness. And so the older I get, the more malleable that I realize our sense of self is. It is literally just a story. One that you can't even imagine not believing. But if you can disconnect from the stories you tell yourself about who you are, you can create a new one that you love. And you literally have all the answers within you. Guys, I truly don't think I have ever loved myself more. Like, if you have been watching me all of these years, wow, this is the version of Jade who is the most rooted in herself. This Jade has the healthiest relationship with my body that I've ever had. Like, I have been the person who sits in the bath and pinches the rolls of fat on my stomach and feels disgusted with myself. Or, you know, I've experienced wearing clothes and feeling so frumpy and so not confident and comparing myself to others, of following all these people on social media who don't serve me and actually make me feel worse about myself. But now, no matter how my body fluctuates, I truly feel fine with it. I truly love my body, and that is crazy. Like, I've been working my whole life for now this thing that seems so easy. Like, I just don't think about my body anymore. What a concept. This Jade is the best at setting boundaries and not people-pleasing, which is a shock. This Jade doesn't define her sense of self-worth in grades or achievements or numbers and views in the way that baby Jade definitely did. This Jade cares less about impressing others. This Jade is her own valentine, and so I want to empower you to be able to view yourself as your own valentine too. So whether you're in a relationship or not, welcome to How to Be Your Own Valentine. I've broken down all my self-love secrets into 3 main things: your thoughts, your actions, your community. I truly believe if you follow these 3 things, get them all right, you will love yourself. In a real and deep way, not just like a self-care in the bath girly kind of way. Guys, what we think, we become. Let me say that again. What we think, we become. So the entire way that we are starts with the story that we're telling ourselves about who we are. The way that you're judging others is the way that you're judging yourself. Deciding to go for your dream job or not starts with your self-belief and whether you think you're worthy of that job or not. Getting into a toxic relationship is a product of what you secretly think you deserve. Bad decisions just come from all these unhealed patterns of thought. Guys, I did cognitive science. Let me tell you about this thing called long-term potentiation. The more we think the same negative thoughts, the stronger those neural pathways get. And so the easier it is to think along those same neural pathways again, the easier it is to keep thinking those negative thoughts. So it is literally addictive. It is literally easy to keep thinking negative thoughts about yourself. Like, you have to consciously break it because your brain isn't going to do it for you. So how do we break it? We've got to rewrite some new neural pathways with some more positive thought patterns. Your brain is so malleable, but you've got to do the work. This looks like journaling. You've heard it all before, but let me tell you why it is important. You start writing down your streams of consciousness, right? You're like, oh my god, why am I writing this? And oh my god, this happened yesterday. And oh my god, I'm stressed about this. And you're just writing whatever's coming to mind. You do it without judgment, and then you take a step back and you give it a little read. And you start to realize the patterns that you are telling yourself subconsciously every single day about your life. I remember in secondary school, I had all this resentment towards one of my friends, and I just kind of wanted to distance myself from her. I like felt really angry so easily, and I was just trapped in this cycle of resentment, and I thought it was all her fault. But then when I got myself to write down all my experiences with this girl, I realized that I was actually just quite jealous of her, and she made me feel insecure because she had so many things that I wanted. It wasn't even that I was angry with her, it was just unhealed parts of myself that got triggered around her. I noticed I kept using words like, oh, it's so unfair, and like comparing myself to her. And I was like, oh, Jade, like that is literally jealousy. And when you start to see that, you start to identify those thoughts, you can start rewriting them. Like I would force myself to write things like, I am beautiful and I'm worthy of love even if I don't have this thing that she has. And oh, this happened and she did this thing, but it's probably not her fault, and she's probably doing it with kindness, or she's struggling in XYZ way. Like I was just trying to have compassion and empathy for her, and compassion and empathy always makes you feel better. When it comes to your thoughts, if journaling is not enough, please pair it with some therapy. Therapy is the hot thing of the youth. I love my Gen Z because we're fine with therapy. Like therapy does not have the taboo that it had in so many other generations, and that is such a win for mental health everywhere. In therapy, you can learn the causes of so many of your thought patterns, whether it was caused by people or relationships or events in your life, and you start to learn how you can choose to be a product of them or not. I also recommend reading any of the books on the screen right now, and they have really helped me develop my own thoughts towards loving myself. Okay, but if your thoughts about yourself aren't always rosy, that is okay, that is so fine. But what you can choose to do is to act in a way which shows yourself that you love yourself, to slowly help change your thoughts. I'm talking basics. Like if your brain is saying, oh my God, I hate myself, oh my God, I'm so unworthy of love, but every single day you are taking care of your health. I'm talking basics, you know, getting your sleep, eating your vegetables, doing a bit of 5 a day, going out and exercising, dragging yourself to the gym. Like even if your brain says, I don't love myself, your actions are proving that you do. And so over time, you're giving your brain all this evidence as to why you love yourself, and slowly your thoughts begin to change too. And actions looks like so many things. Like I really recommend investing in your own growth and learning. If you watched my goals for the year video, you would know that I am learning German this year. I'm like really committing to it, and it feels so good. Like I get out of my classes and I'm like, wow, I'm literally investing in this goal that I've had forever. My language learning progress in the last 3 weeks has been insane.
Hallo, ich bin Jade, ich bin 23 Jahre alt und ich komme aus England und ich wohne auch in England in der Nähe von London. Ich liebe Deutsch. Ich habe 1 Jahr in Berlin studiert, aber es ist eine sehr schwierige Sprache. Heute habe ich über meine Wohnung gelernt, die Zimmer, das Gerät, oh, die Spüle, die Wasserkocher. Und mein Wortschatz, mein Vokabular ist sehr besser, ist großartig. Meine Grammatik ist schlechter. Ich hasse die Falle, zum Beispiel Dativ, Akkusativ, so viele. Aber die Lehrer sind so nett und hilfreich, und ja, ich liebe Deutsch lernen. Ich liebe es.
Because I'm committing to it and I'm building routines around it, and yeah, it feels like, yes, Jade, like you love yourself, like you are making these things you want to do a priority. I'm learning German using the incredible online language learning school Lingoda. I rave about Lingoda to everyone. Literally all my close friends have done language learning sprints on there. My brother's done one. I talk about it to strangers. Like if you want to learn a language, it is, in my opinion, the absolute best way that you can learn one. They have English, business English, French, German, and Spanish, and you take small online group classes with a native speaking teacher and a few people from all around the world, and you do interactive exercises in the target language. It gets you speaking, you have your pronunciation corrected, and it's just brilliant. Like it's so amazing because it gets you speaking, it gets you conversational from the start. I'm gonna hint at my tea. So my love life may or may not intersect with German in some capacity, and hence I am extremely motivated to learn German. But like, let me tell you guys, learning a language, that opens up new connections, new friendships, new romantic options. Like, you literally broaden your entire ability to meet cool people in this world through learning a language. So that is investing in you and your future and your happiness. If you are interested in learning a language and investing in your own growth, I can't recommend Lingoda enough. They have this thing called a sprint model where you can have a class every day or every other day for 60 days. And if you complete all your classes, you can get up to 50% of your money back, or you can get credits for like more classes in the future to keep learning. And I've got a cheeky little discount for you, which is amazing. If you use the code JADEFEB, you can get an additional 20 euros off, which is amazing. And who knows, if we're the same level of German, maybe you'll see me in the classes, because I am actively taking them. Thank you so much, Lingoda, for sponsoring today's video. Okay guys, other ways that you can invest in yourself is reading books about, you know, things you're interested in the world, expanding your knowledge. That is a hot girl activity. Dream big, take on new projects that are scary and are challenging, because even if it's hard, you're literally proving that you love yourself and you believe in yourself by taking them on. Whether it's working hard at school or university, or investing in your professional development and your LinkedIn, like there's so many ways, learning new skills. I really feel so proud of myself in this area, because I think of myself at like 15 where I was so terrified to even get the tube in London, or to like take a bus alone. It terrified me. I'd never lived in a city either, so every time I went to the city I was like, I don't know how things work. But now, because I challenged myself, I studied abroad, I've been learning languages, I've been reading, I've been, you know, allowing myself to be wrong, like to debate ideas. I feel like my growth has been so exponential in the last few years, and so it's really hard to say that I don't love myself, because my actions show otherwise. Like, I'm proving to myself that I love myself, and that's really nice. Taking action can also look like speaking up for yourself, especially in difficult scenarios. My first ever relationship was very toxic, and I was very belittled in this situation. I lost all my sense of confidence. I stopped filming videos. I hated my body. Like, it was just the worst experience ever. But I think what was more painful than my relationship with him was my relationship with myself, because I never advocated for myself. Like, I never told him things that annoyed me or made me feel rubbish. Like, I just went along with it. And, you know, toxic relationships can do that. They make you lose your sense of who you are. So I don't blame myself. But if I had just advocated for myself, I would have been slowly showing myself that I am my priority. And I wish I'd done that. But I know it's hard. Start small. Just notice when something makes you feel uncomfortable and think, how would the highest, most loving, best version of myself act in this circumstance? And then do that thing. And finally, number 3 is community. And community feels like a weird one for a self-love video, right? But the older I get, the more I realize that people are not islands. We live in such an individualistic society that tells you that you basically need to heal yourself. You can only love others to the extent which you love yourself. I think that is a lie. I don't think that we need to fully heal our relationship with ourselves before we can let others in. I actually think it's the opposite. I think the more that you let other people in and guide you, the more personal growth and love you will have for yourself, because you can see their love for you mirrored back in yourself. This is why you need to craft the people around you so cleverly. You want everyone to be contributing to your life in a positive way. You want people who uplift you. You want people who give you energy. Because truly, if you don't like something about yourself, but someone close to you says, I love that thing about you. Like, maybe you don't like your hips, and then your partner says, I'm obsessed with your hips. Like, let me tell you, that's going to change something in the brain chemistry, because you're going to start to see that thing differently, and it's going to be validated, and you're going to start to love it because you can see why other people love it. So give love to others, invest in good people, and allow them to invest in your self-love journey too. Oh, I love good people. I love love. I love it. I love it in every single form. I love platonic love. I love familial love. I love romantic love. And I especially love the love that we cultivate for ourselves. This Valentine's Day, no matter how you are sharing love with the world, please remind yourself to give yourself some love too. It doesn't need to be a dramatic date. It can look like reading a book that you've been wanting to read for ages. It can look like starting your language learning journey with Lingoda if you've always wanted to learn a language. It can look like spending time with a good friend. It can look like literally anything, but just invest in this goodness. Keep stepping into your radiance, because believe it or not, all the answers that you need are within you. Don't listen to me, listen to you. I honestly never believed that I would feel like I can say I really love myself. I didn't know that could happen. But I really worked at it, and one day it just happens. It's this intangible thing. One day you will wake up and you'll realize you just are happy with yourself in your life, and that feels really amazing. So yeah, keep going if you're not there yet. I promise it will come, because you deserve all the goodness and love in the world. Oh, my casual magic for today is these cute gloves that my friend crocheted for me. I think they're adorable, and I love handmade things. If you made it to this point in the video, comment down below something that you love about yourself. Oh, I know, an uncomfortable thing, but if you do that, I will do my best to reply to as many of you as possible and be the validation that you need to be like, that is so beautiful that you love this thing about yourself. I love that. Have an amazing rest of your day, guys. Bye.